So hello to all. Welcome to Tuesday's lesson, and this is going to be the lesson for you for 14th of April. So before we go on to the new lesson, we will be starting the new lesson today. Let's start. Let's first check the homework. So most of you are sending me the homework answers, and that's very well done because you are doing it daily and sending me the homework answers. I'm also trying my best to answer and correct your mistakes, but most of the time what I have noticed is calculation mistakes. Of course, many of you are making two like very small calculation mistakes, which is not acceptable at all. Many times I've repeated in the videos, do take care of the decimal sign, decimals, do take care of the fractions, though you are doing, but you're not doing it in the correct way. So do follow the correct steps, only then you will get the correct answer. Okay, so without wasting more time, let's start checking the homework. So here the area is given and the base is given. We need to find the height. Now I'm doing this because I want you to know the steps. That's why I'm doing is, of course, I will give the direct answer. As you, most of you are not getting the answers properly, that's why I'm doing it. So area is equal to, it's going to be half. So just first write the formula. What's wrong? Okay, I will do it this way. Half multiplied by half BH, in fact. Okay, so the next thing is going to be, you have to put the order, you have to put the numbers in order. So that's going to be, area is given to be 0.225, 0.225, 225 equals half, that's 1/2, multiplied by base, which is given to be for you 0.6, multiplied by the height. So if I write this in a correct way, if I would have done it in a proper way, of course I'm going to get, I don't know what's wrong. Okay, your question will look something like half multiplied by 0.6. Okay, it's going to be 0.6 multiplied by, don't laugh at the handwriting because it's very bad, I know. Okay, so what I'm going to solve here first, of course you have to solve this part of the equation first. So how much is half of 0.6? Half of 0.6 is going to give you 0.3. Half means 0.6 divided by 0.6 divided by 2 will give you 0.3. So 0.225 equals 0.3 multiplied by h. Now what do we have to do? Of course we need to divide 0.225 by 0.3. Now how are you going to divide? First let's write the question properly. So you will have h equals 0.225 divided, we draw the division sign, divided by 0.3. Okay, so this is the equation we are going to be solving. Now how are you going to solve? Of course, before you divide you have to move the decimal away from the divisor. So this is the divisor, because when we write the question, we'll be writing it like this. We will draw the symbol and we will put 0.3 here and 0.225 inside. Now before doing that, let's move the decimal away from 0.3. So what happens to the decimal here? It has to move one place away, right? Because it's moving one place away, here also it needs to move one place away, means behind. To remove the decimal, we need to move one place behind. Same from the dividend, it will also move one place behind. So what's the new number we have now? The new number we have is 2.25, because 0 we will not say 0.2, right? So it's 2.25 divided by 3. Why 3? Because even the decimal moved away, so it's 0.3, which is 3. So all what you need to do is you just have to write the numbers here. So let's write 2.25 divided by 3. Okay, so this is the question we are going to be doing now. How are you going to solve? Can you divide 2 by 3? Of course not. So that's a 0. Right? Now, don't forget to put the decimal point right above the decimal point. Just put it up there. Okay. Now, 22 divided by 7. 22 divided by 3 will give you 7. So 3 sevens are 21. Ooh, writing 1 is a big problem. Fine. Okay, so 2, you will subtract it. 2 minus 1 is 1. 2 minus 2 is 0. We don't do it. So we bring down the 5. So now you have 15. How much is 15 divided by 3? Of course, it's 5. Okay, so I'll just write it 5. So 3 5s are 15. Minus it, you will get 0. Subtract it, you will get 0. So what's the answer? H is going to be equal to 0.75. Why did I do this? Because you will not forget any step and get the answers wrong. That's why I'm doing it. Okay, so 0.75, I forgot the unit. The unit is given to be in miles, square miles. So this is going to be miles. Okay, so this is your answer for question number 4. Okay, so let's move on to question number 5. In question number 5, again, they have given you area is 4.86. The base is, we have to find out, and height. Now, I'm not going to do all the steps for you here. Of course not. You know that you have to be dividing 4.86 by 1.8. Okay, so how are you going to divide 4.86 by 1.8? This is our question. Our question is 4.86 divided by half of 1.8. Half of 1.8 is going to be 0.9. So 0.9. How did I get 0.9? If you put the formula, it's half multiplied by 1.8. The base they did not get, but they gave you the height. So we don't know the base. So let's keep it as b multiplied by 1.8. Right? So half of 1.8 is 0.9. So basically, again, you have to divide 4.86 by 0.9. That's all you have to do. Okay. So you will move, what am I doing? Okay. Here, you will have to move the decimal place from here, from 0.9, which means to remove the decimal point, it needs to move one place away. Right? So when it moves one place away from the dividend also, it will move one place away. So then what will happen to both the decimals? What will happen to both the decimals? It will, believe me girls, never use drawing to do math. Okay, let me write the question again, it's better. Okay, so that question was 4.86. So once you move the decimal, that will become 48.6, because you'll move the decimal away from 0.9. Okay, and then here you will be having a 9. So because from 0.9 we move the decimal away, that's 0.9, which is 9. Now let's divide it. This is going to be 5. 9 5s are 45. You cannot divide 4 by 9. So we divide 48 by 5. So that's going to be 48 by 9. That's going to give us 9 5s are 45. Now you will subtract it. 8 minus 5 is 3. 4 minus 4 is 0. Bring down the 6. So that's going to give you 4, 9, because 9 4s are 36. Okay, so 9 4s are going to give you 36. So 36 minus 6 is going to give you a 0. What a 0, right? Okay, it's going to give you 0. So don't forget to put the decimal point right above it. So your answer is going to be 5. 5.4. Now the base is going to be 5.4 here, right? So you have to write it as 5.4. The height is in yards, so this is also going to be in yards. So B is equal to 5.4 square, right? So that's going to be your answer. Same here. This is more easier because it's 63 equals half multiplied by B multiplied by 12, right? So let me go back and do it again. So your equation is going to, once you substitute the value, your equation is going to look something like this. 63, did I write one? Okay, 63 equals, that's because the area is equal to half. They did not give us the base, did they? No, they didn't give us the base, so let base be B. Okay, and the height they gave us as 12. Yeah, the height is 12. Okay, so all what you're going to do is you have to find out half of 6. So half of 12. Half of 12 is 6, or 12 divided by 2 is 6. So in fact you'll be left with this number. 63 equals, 63 is going to be equal to 6 multiplied by B. I'm getting a bit, okay, let me erase this too, and let me write them in proper handwriting. Okay, so that's going to be 63 equals half of 12 is going to be 6. So B multiplied by 6. So again, what are you going to do? You will have to divide 63 by 6. So how are you going to divide 63 by 6? Again, of course, you will have to put, there are no decimals, so it's going to be simple division, right? But why I'm doing this, I will show you. So 63 goes inside and 6 stays outside. So 6 divided by 6 will give you 1. 6 ones are 6. Subtract it. So 6 minus 6 is 0. I am pressing something and the pencil is going in another direction. Okay, 6 minus 6 is going to give you 0. Bring down the 3. So you cannot divide 3 by 6, right? So you put a 0 and you add a 0, but before you add the 0 you need to place a decimal. Why are we doing this? Because we need to continue dividing it. So when you cannot divide 3 by 6, you put a 0, put a decimal point and add a 0. So don't forget the decimal point here also. Now bring down the 0, that's going to give you a 30. So 30 divided by 6 is going to give you 5. So 6 fives are going to give you 30, right? So your answer has to be 10.5. Okay, I'm not going to do anything more than that. So your answer for this question needs to be 10.5. Again, they're asking for the base. So B equals 10.5. Don't forget the unit. It is in meter. Height is in meters, so base will also be in meters. So this is what you're going to do. Now again for this one, the answer is going to be half multiplied by 5 multiplied by h equals 2.5. So half of 5 is 2.5, right? So 2.5, you will have to divide with 2.5. I'm not going to do the steps for this because it's similar. Only you will have to divide 2.5 by 2.5. Now this is simple math. 2.5 divided by 2.5 is going to be 1 kilometer. Okay, so this was your question answer for question number 7. Okay, let's see for question number 8. Baila draws a triangle with a base of 15 centimeter and a height of 8.5 centimeter. So the base is given, height is given. If she colors the space inside the triangle, what area does she color? So simply you have to find the area. So what you will do, A equals half BH. So area is going to be equal to half multiplied by 15 multiplied by 8.5. So if you have written that, okay, so you will be having area is equal to half multiplied by, what was the base? Base was 15 and the height was 8.5. So 15 multiplied by 8.5. So 15 multiplied by 8.5. Okay, now we have to solve this part first. So to solve it, either you divide half by 15 by half, that's going to give you 7.5 divided by 8.5. Or all what you need to be doing is you will multiply all of them together. That's 15 and 8.5 you will multiply and then divide it by 2. The answer is going to be the same. Either you cancel and like either first you find half of 15 is 7.5. 7.5 multiplied by 8.5, you will get the answer. Or you will multiply 1, 15 and 8.5, then divide it with 2. However you do, the answer you are going to get is the same. So the area for this question is going to be, 63.75. How 63.75? Now that's a centimeter square, a square centimeter, because you will have the answer. Okay, square centimeter. You can do any one way. Okay, so either you multiply 15 by 8.5 and divide it by 2, or you solve half of 15, that's 7.5 multiplied by 8.5 will also give you 63.75. So your answer for this question has to be 63.75. So the area is going to be 63.75 centimeter, square centimeter, because I cannot do that, I'm writing it like this. Okay, quickly let's move on to question number 9. Alicia is making a triangular sign for the school play. The area of the sign is 558 square inches. The base of the triangle is 36 inches. What is the height of the triangle? Now I don't think again I need to be showing you all the steps here, right? You will have to divide 558 by 18, because half of 36 is 18. So 558 divided by 18 will give you 31 inches. So the height of the triangle is going to be 31, and the unit will be in inches, because the question talks about inches. It's similar to the upper questions we have done, so that's why I'm not doing the steps. Simply it's going to be 558 equals half multiplied by 36 multiplied by h. So half of 36 is 8. So again 558 divided by 8 will give you 31. Okay, so let's move on to the next question. It's also the same. You have to find the height of the triangle. Height means how tall the triangle, how tall is the flag. A triangular flag has an area of 187.5 square inches. The base of the flag measures 25. So how tall is the triangular flag? So all that you're going to do is A is equal to, write the formula, half PH. Then area is given to be 187.5 equals half, okay, multiplied by, we don't know the base is given to be 25 and the height we don't know, so we leave it as h. Now first let's solve this part. Half of 25 is going to be 12.5. Half of 25 is 12.5. So your equation, next part of your question will be 187.5 equals 12.5 multiplied by h. So basically that's going to be 187 divided by 12.5. 187.5 divided by 12.5. Now again the 187.5 goes inside and 12.5 comes outside. So you have to move the decimal away from this. So it will move one place away. Same will happen here. So you will have to move one place here also. So finally what will you be left with? You will be left with 1875 divided by 125. So if you divide that, your answer will be 15. So that means the height of the triangle, okay, height will be 15 inches. 15 inches. If you divide 1875 by 125, your answer will be 15. Okay, so this question, most of you were not sure what the question was, but once I show you the drawing, you will know how to find it. Okay, now see the question. I will read the question because I cannot simultaneously show you the screen as well. The question says, a piece of stained glass in the shape of a right triangle has sides measuring 8 centimeters. First, they say right triangle. So first let's draw a right triangle. Let me show you how a right triangle looks like. I think I did this in yesterday's lesson video too. We have to draw a right triangle. This is how a right triangle looks like. Okay, this is a right triangle. It is called as a right triangle because it has a right angle. Is a right triangle. So they are saying it has sides measuring 8 centimeters, 15 centimeters, and 17 centimeters. Now, what is confusing most of you is this length here is the longest. This is the longest side of a right triangle. So this side needs to be the greatest of all the three measurements they gave. They gave you 8, 15, and 17. So the longest one is 17 centimeters. Okay, now the height they gave you is 8 and 15. So you can take anything, this as 8 or this as 15, this as 15 or this as 8. Anyhow, when you find the area, it's going to be the same answer. Okay, so let me take this as 8 centimeter because that's the height, because the base is sometimes it's a bit longer, so that's going to be 15 centimeter. So this is the triangle they're talking about. A piece of stained glass in the shape of a right triangle has sides measuring 8 centimeter, 15 centimeter, and 17 centimeter. Always remember, in a right triangle, this side is the longest one. What is the area of the piece? So all you have to do is write the formula. First, area is equal to half BH. Now from this has nothing to do for us because that's another side of a triangle. We only need the height and we need the base. So here the height is 8 and the base is 15, right? So first let's write down height is 18. Sorry, height is 8 and the base is 15 centimeter. Okay, now with this, let's find out the area. So area will be equal to half multiplied by 8 multiplied by 15. Okay, so half of 8 is going to be 4. 4 multiplied by 15, that's going to give you, how much is 4 multiplied by 15? 16 square centimeter. This is what most of you had asked me about this question. If you would have drawn the picture, definitely you would have got the answer without any trouble. Always I have told you in problem solving, do put it in a picture, then it will be easy for you to solve. Okay, so this was all your homework. Hope you all have got it right. But almost I have spent more time on the homework today. So what I will do is I'll quickly explain you today's lesson. That's going to be lesson 5, page number 557. Okay, now we have learned about the area of a triangle, we have learned about the area of square, and we have learned about the area of a parallelogram. Okay, now today we are going to learn about the area of trapezoids. As usual, again, it has a formula too. Now this is the formula which is very important and you have to remember. Area is equal to half, in parenthesis it is base 1, this is B1 means base 1, plus B2 which is base 2 multiplied by the height. Now what is base 1 and base 2? If you look at a trapezoid, this is a trapezoid. Okay, a trapezoid has two parallel sides. This side is parallel to this. Parallel means they are straight lines which don't touch, and then they will have side lines like this. This is called a trapezoid. So a trapezoid has two bases, the top one and the down one. This is base 1 and this is base 2, and then they will give you the height also like this. Height we already know because from the triangle we know which is the height. The only difference is an extra base is added here, which is base 1 and also base 2. So this is the formula. Now let's do this quickly so that we will not waste our time on the other things. Okay, and then of course we have to see what the dog has to tell us today also, right? Fine. So here, now this is a trapezoid again. You can see this is the height, which is 0.6. This is, what's this? this line here, base 1. This is base 1 and this is base 2. So the area of a trapezoid is half multiplied by inside the parenthesis. Inside the parenthesis, you have to write B1 plus B2, close the parenthesis, multiplied by h. So you just have to close your eyes, memorize this formula, and then do the remaining part of the lesson. Okay, so here. So let's start. Here half is already in the formula. The base 1 is 1.6. Base 2 plus base 2 is 0.9 multiplied by the height. So this is the height. Height is again 0.6. So first, as you know the order of operation, PEMDAS, you have to solve what's inside the parenthesis first. So inside the parenthesis, we have 1.6 plus 0.9. How much is 1.6 plus 0.9? It's going to give you 2.5. Okay, now we have to multiply all of these. Half multiplied by 2.5 multiplied by 0.6. Now to make it easy, first let's solve which is like easy for us to solve. Half of 0.6. How much is half of 0.6? Already we learned in one of the questions. Half of 0.6 is 0.3, right? And 0.3 multiplied by 2.5. How much is 0.3 multiplied by 2.5? Let's go back and do and check what's the answer. 0.25 multiplied by 0.3. Okay, we are going to multiply. 3 5s are 15, so you put 5 down, carry 1. 3 2s are 6, plus 1 is 7. 3 zeros are 0. Okay, now you don't need to again multiply with 0 because it's of no use. That will give you 0 0 0. Now from this answer, you will have to count how many decimal points from one place to the other. So here we have 1 2 3. So 1 2 3. It's like that, right? 1 2 3. So our decimal will be here, which means the area for the trapezoid is going to be 0.075. Let me show you the screen. Okay, so that's how you are going to solve such questions. Here they have asked you to multiply it. Multiply 2.5 by 0.6 and then divide it by 2. Answer will be the same as how we have solved now. Okay, so you will complete that part. But before that, first see what the dog has to tell you today.
Hi. Sophia and I were hanging out at the beach watching the boats when Sophia noticed a big new addition to the beachfront. Sophia pointed out the new billboard on the pier. It has the logo of a restaurant on it. After her grand opening, the owner wants to change the wording of the advertisement on her logo to highlight her holiday specials. Before she can plan it, she needs to know how big the logo is. Just how big is it? Wow, no wonder that logo can be seen from far down the beach. Its bases are 6 feet and 8 feet, and its height is 4 feet. I'm sure that will attract new customers. Gee, isn't that logo in the shape of a trapezoid? I know there's a formula that could help the owner find the area of the trapezoid. Let's see how it works. Let's solve a problem using the area of a trapezoid. Let's unlock the problem. Let's find the area of the trapezoid. The formula for the area of a trapezoid is 1/2 times the sum of base 1 and base 2 times the height. First, you need to know the bases and the height. How can you identify the bases? Any pair of parallel sides can be the bases. The two parallel sides of this trapezoid are the bases. How can you identify the height? The height forms a 90-degree angle with each of the bases. You can use the formula for the area of a trapezoid. What is the formula? Replace the variables with the given values. You can substitute 1 5/10 and 8/10 for the bases and 4/10 for the height. Add the numbers within the parentheses. 1 5/10 plus 8/10 equals 2 3/10. Now multiply. What's 1/2 times 2 3/10 times 4/10?
So basically here you can either multiply 2.3 by 0.4 and then divide it by 2, or you can find the half of 0.4, that's 0.2, and then multiply it by 2.3.
The product is 46 hundredths.
Answer is going to be
So the area of each tabletop is 46 hundredths square meter.
Okay, so I hope with that part the question was clear. I hope you have understood how to do the question. Okay, I think I made a small mistake in the previous calculation here. Yeah, see, I have put here 0.25, whereas it's it's 2.5, not because I don't have the book with me. It's 2.5 multiplied by 0.6. Okay, so 2.5. Let's do it again so that it will not make any problem. So 2.5. Let's multiply. You can see how hard it is for me to write. Okay, 2.5 multiplied by 0.3. Why did we take 0.3? Because half of 0.6 is 0.3. So that's why we took it as 0.3. Okay, so let's multiply this. So 3 5s are 15. Carry 1. 3 2s are 6 plus 1 is 7. Now multiplying with 0 doesn't make any sense for us. So let's count how many decimal values. We have 1 and 2. So two numbers in between, one decimal to another. So that means 1 here, 1 decimal, 2 here. So let's place the decimal point and put a 0 in front. So the answer is going to be 0.75 meters square, 0.75 square meters. Okay, so quickly let's move to question number the first example, that's on page 558. Okay, again the area is given. Area is half b1 plus b2 multiplied by h. So the base is 4.6 and 9.4 and the height is 3.5. So let's write them in the places. 4.6 is base 1 and base 2 is 9.4 multiplied by 3.5. So first let's add these two because they're inside the parenthesis. So 4.6 plus 9.4 is going to give you how much? 11. Okay, it's 4.6 plus 9 point, no, it's not 11 because 13 14, it's 14. Okay, so 4.6 plus 9.4 is going to give you 14, and then they're asking you to multiply like half of 14. How much is half of 14? Just choose which is easy for us to do. Half of 14 is going to give you 7. So 7 multiplied by 3.5 is going to give you 24.5 square centimeter. So this is how you need to be finding the area of trapezoids. Okay, so let's move on to question number 1. Let's do it fast. You can do it before me, I'm sure. So again, base 1 is 3 and base 2 is 6. So 6 plus 3 is going to give, first always solve what's inside the parenthesis. That's going to give you 9. Now, which is easy for us to calculate? Half of what? Half of 4. Half of 4 is 2. So 2 multiply 9 is going to give you 18 square centimeter. Okay, let's move on to question number 3. So how are you going to do that? Always write the formula first. Area is equal to half inside the parenthesis b1 plus b2, close the parenthesis, multiplied by h. Okay, so let's put the numbers in place of those there. I will do it here. So area is going to be equal to half multiplied by, first put the parenthesis. You don't even need the parenthesis because multiply, because parenthesis means it's multiply. Let's put it, okay. So base 1 is 43 plus, what's base 2? 17. So close the parenthesis, and the height is going to be 18, which means you have to multiply by 18. Okay, the next step, solve the parenthesis always first. So half multiplied by, how much is 43 plus 17? 43 plus 17 is going to give you 60. 60 multiplied by 18. So whichever is easy for you. Half of what? Either you want to find half of 60 or half of 18, up to you, whichever you want to find. If you find half of 60, that's 30 multiplied by 18. Or if you want to find half of 18, that's 9. 9 multiplied by 60. So how much is 9 multiplied by 60? That's going to give you 540, and the unit is in millimeter, square millimeter. Okay, so this was the lesson for you for today. So now I hope that's clear for you. It's nothing difficult, nothing confusing, just you need to memorize the formula. Now this is the fourth formula you have learned, so do not forget it. The homework for you for today will be question number 4, 5, and in the homework page, question number 2, 3, and 4. Okay, so the homework for you is going to be question number 4, 5 from the same page, and on from the homework page it's going to be question number 2, 3, and 4. So 5 questions for homework, because they are all of the same kind. Only do take care when you're multiplying the fractions as well as the decimals. So hopefully you understood today's lesson. Do keep studying until we meet in the next video. Take care of yourself.